million Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000.
Over 1 million Lagosians. They know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, all to going beyond the headlines and focus on facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. First hard fact of the day, 10,296. That's how many Nigeria-trained doctors are currently working in the UK. We got that number from the NMA National President, Dr. Uche Ojima. Ojima says that they're leaving because the Nigerian doctor is, quote, poorly paid, overworked, lacks necessary work tools, and has become a target for kidnapping. We as Nigerian doctors have been taken from the lofty heights of nobility to nothingness by the neglect and possible disdain for the health sector by successive governments. End quote. Ojima said that while doctors are leaving, illness is not. And so the quality of healthcare that all of us receive in Nigeria will only get worse. That brings us to our second hard fact of the day, 1 in 10,000. In Taraba State, there's only one medical doctor for every 10,000 residents. Now, if you ask the World Health Organization, you should be shooting for about 1 in 400 to 1 in 600. But 1 in 1,000, okay, that's manageable. So to even get manageable levels, Taraba would need to have 10 times more doctors than they have right now. Third hard fact of the day, the NMDPRA says there is enough petrol. Lagosians should stop panic buying. They say they've spoken to the NNPC and private depots. Those people say that there's fuel. It's going to get to the different filling stations soon. So stop panic buying. And well, if you ignore us and you are panic buying and you see something there that you think Lagos should know about, please give us a call on 01465-7175. 01465-7175. 1 million Lagosians listen to this show. So if this is your first time, you're in great company. They cannot be wrong, huh? Thank you for listening. I've got a great show for you. Let's start with Sanwo-Olu's track record on transportation. Yesterday, I interviewed Gbenga Motosho about it. I'm going to take your thoughts on that interview on today's Big Three. Then let's talk about President Buhari giving the water minister 90 days to produce a flood prevention plan. And then let's talk about Emefiele promising foreign airlines their money, while Hadi Sirika talks tough. Chikudi will bring you community report at 4 o'clock. And on the big hard fact, let's talk about the PDP's campaign in Lagos. I'm going to be joined by the spokesperson for the PDP gubernatorial candidate. Don't miss that interview at 5 o'clock. Tell someone to tell someone else. Now, of course, after the news at 6 o'clock, we'll bring you the step down. On the step down, would you be offended if a close friend relocates from Nigeria without telling you? That question held Nigerian Twitter by storm, actually Nigerian social media by storm for a few weeks, and I wanted to talk about it, and today we can. Would you be offended if a close friend relocates from Nigeria without telling you? As usual, we'll have news updates at the top of every hour, but let's get started with today's Big Three. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, Lagos. These are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three
on Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
How would you score Sanwo-Olu on transportation and traffic management? Shouldn't the federal government already have a flood mitigation plan? Should Hadi Sirika be playing hardball with IATA and the foreign airlines? Those are the big three, Lagos. Let's talk. Like I said, I had Benga Omotosho on the show yesterday. That's our first story. Omotosho is the Commissioner of Information. We talked about transportation. We talked about traffic management under Sanwo-Olu's administration. It was a very good conversation. And I would love to hear your thoughts on some of the things that he mentioned that they've been able to do. Mr. Motosho, let's start with some of the promises then candidate Sanwo-Olu made under the T in themes. So he promised to complete the blue line in his first term and kickstart the red line. It's looking like he's on track there. Could you tell us what the latest update is?
Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu has done a lot in traffic management and transportation, but specifically about the blue line and the red line. The blue line was started by previous administrations, and then the red line was started by Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu on 15th of April 2021. We did the groundbreaking, and then we paid about 5,000 tenants who had their homes taken away because of the construction that we are doing on the red line. And it's the first time that tenants and landlords are going to be paid together for the discomfort that they felt because of a project. It's the first time that kind of thing is being done in Nigeria. And then talking about the red line, is on track. As I said, Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu started it and is going to complete it. And then by the end of this year, it's going to be completed, and by the first quarter of next year, it's going to be moving passengers all the way from Oyingbo to Agbado. And we are building 5 overpasses in Yaba, Oyingbo, in Mushin, in Ikeja, and in Agege, so that vehicles and trains will not be colliding. And it's going to be moving about at least 500,000 people per day. And it's going to be taking the journey from Oyingbo to Agbado, which is about 3-4 hours now of, sweating, of moaning. It's going to become a journey ride of about 35 minutes at most. And it's going to be very, as you know, fast. It's going to be sharing track with Nigerian Railway Corporation. They are from the second phase, from Oyingbo to Ido, the Ido to Marina. The Lagos State government is going to be building the track fresh. So the blue line is going to be running from Maitu to Marina in the first phase. And now it's almost also completed. It's going to be running on electricity. And it's the first of its kind in West Africa that will be running on electricity. And it's the first of its kind anywhere in Africa that is built over water. So the blue line and the red line, they are going to be ready at the same time. But there are so many other things that we have done in transportation.
Yes, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I want to stay on the blue line for a bit. The blue line has been ongoing for years under previous administration. What do you think made the difference that enabled Governor Sanwo-Olu to finish it?
Governor Sanwo-Olu saw that, there is nowhere in the world that you have a mega city like that of Lagos without a rail line, and that the rail line will take a lot of pressure away from a road, and then people will be able to at least have this jolly ride that people are having all over the world, and Lagosians will be able to do that. And it takes a lot of commitment because of the financial outlay. It takes a lot of commitment because of the kind of personnel that is required to do this kind of project. But Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu saw that there is no way we can run away from it. So he decided that we must do it. And that's why he is doing it. And he is committed to delivering the project by the end of this year.
And that was the Information Commissioner yesterday. I've got the Information Commissioner on the show with me. He's talking about why Babajide Sanwo-Olu has done enough. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has done enough to earn himself a second term. I want us to look at Lekki-Epe Expressway, for example, especially the areas between Jakande and all the way from let's look at from Lekki Phase 1 all the way to Ekpe. You know, it seems like almost every week we're seeing new potholes on that stretch of road. The old potholes are also not getting fixed. It's leading to more and more gridlock on that road. And Lekki Ekpe is a major artery for Lagos because it's basically only one way in and out of some parts of the city. Why does it seem like that road is falling into disrepair?
I have good news for you. But before that, the Lekki Expressway from Ibrahim Adesanya all the way to Eleko Junction in Ekpe it was built about 42 years ago by the administration of Baba Jakonde. And then today, we are rebuilding that road, and it's from Ibrahim Adesanya up to Eleko Junction about 13.5 kilometers. Okay. And the work is over 90% completed now. It's now 6 lanes. From 2 lanes, we are expanding to 6 lanes. And with a very thick concrete that we are using to build it, not just asphalt. And like I said, it's over 90% completed. But coming back from Ibrahim Adesanya all the way to what you are now calling Lekki, that is the good news that I have for you. Any moment from now, the contractors will begin to work on that road. And what you call potholes, you are no longer going to see them because it's going to be a total makeover that we are going to have over that road. But there is one particular point that I would like to make. It is very easy for our people to talk about rights and privileges. Those are bad. This is not good. This is not right. But nobody ever thinks about responsibility. Don't forget that when Lekki Concession Company was maintaining that road and was collecting toll at the Lekki toll gate, there was no pothole on that road. And apart from that, all of the other things that they used to do that gave commuters comfort on that road in terms of security, in terms of clearing emergencies, in terms of removing anything that hindered the traffic on that road. But then we all know what happened, and then Lekki Concession Company could no longer collect a toll on that road, and the money to maintain the road was not, it could not be found. So it's all of us, we have a responsibility for that road and so many of our roads, because our property is a public property, for us to keep such roads as smooth as possible so that we won't be having the kind of headache that we're having on that road now.
It's interesting that you mentioned LCC because Lagos has hundreds, if not thousands of roads, and the funding for maintaining all those roads isn't from the toll gate. So if the toll gate were the real problem, Lekki Ekpe would be the only bad road in Lagos. But there are countless others. Are we saying that apart from the toll gate, there is no other source for funding maintenance of roads?
Thank you so much for saying that you think that Lekki Expressway is not the only road. You are right. There are about 9,740 roads in Lagos. And I know that there's no government anywhere in the world that can do all the roads, fix all of them in 3 years. They are damn too many for us to fix. But the good thing for us is that there is no time, either in the morning or at night or in the afternoon, that you go out and you don't find Public Works Corporation fixing roads. For now, we have done about 970 roads in Lagos. Public Works Corporation on its own, inner roads, it has fixed 650 of them.
As you heard, we covered a lot of ground. If you want to hear the whole interview, you can check out our podcast on www.nigeriainfo.fm or whatever streaming platform where you listen to podcasts. But right now, I want to hear from you, Lagos. What were your thoughts on Omotoshaw's answers? Women call me on 01465-7190. Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. We've also got WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Omotoshaw and I covered quite a bit of ground. 99.3, hello. Thank you for calling us. What's your name, sir?
Hello, Sandra.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
Yeah, this is Emeka calling from Aja.
Emeka, welcome.
Yeah, in this road you see, Sandra, the unions are making a hell of money on this road. They dig this road. The kind of hole you see on this road is not something somebody will come and tell me that it's rain that caused it. You will see some designers hole that pulls tires away. Are you hearing me?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You see these holes, they dig it. Even those people that they're talking about that they come to repair in the midnight, they're always even having problem with the area boys when they want to fix that road. Because union use all these roads to collect money. In this area, you have so many obas, so many ballots. Lagos State have not started working in this place.
Okay.
In fact, what people are facing in this Aja, in this Aja and this road, you see, a lot of tickets is being collected. There's so many. Lagos State are making their own money from this road. But what is really happening on this road is just some cabals of kings and ballets and everything. You see all those boys that collect money when you hear from their mouth. Sometimes when you hear when they speak, they have some money to deliver. They have the amount they deliver. Hello, Sandra.
I'm here. I'm listening. Okay.
They have money they deliver. So fixing up, when you have a smooth road, they cannot collect money from people. Motor will not be able to slow down. Check all the whole right side of that the right side.
Right.
You will see that that is the area they are digging. Traffic lights. I've never seen a country in the world where you have traffic lights and you have some holes that will. Now they have gone to Lekki phase 1. They are facing Lekki phase 1 now.
Interesting allegation there. On my way into work today, I saw a really big hole at the Marwa traffic light. Giant hole. I always wonder, well, what digs this kind of hole? You know, is it the rain? Does the rain wash? Does it have like razors and excavators that scrapes the like? I was wondering on my way into work today. You know, that's not to say, of course, that what the last caller said is accurate, but that hole wasn't there yesterday on my way to work, and it's there today. You know, and it's just like little winchy holes like this all over Lekki Ekpe, and they cause an insane amount of traffic, you know. But we have the commissioner saying that, well, if they still had LCC there, collecting tolls, they will be able to allocate more resources towards the Lekki Ekpe road. I asked him a very important question about that toll collection bit in particular. I'll play that interview for you later on the show. But for right now, let me take more of your thoughts. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
This is Noyen.
Noyen, welcome.
How are you, baby?
I'm very well.
Before I proceed, Biko, let me do my tongue crier sound.
Okay. Okay.
And I want to greet my bros. Bros, love me. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Are you, sir? Great guy. Sandra, now you don't describe the whole name. Winchy holes. Sandra, I don't notice and say, you ask one question, you say, waiting the man don't do. I mean, you say, well, I'm going to go rate him.
Yes. How am I go rate him for transportation and traffic management?
For me, I rate him 0. Okay. Sandra, I don't go coconut before.
Coconut.
Coconut. You don't go coconut. Ever since I know that road made it good. That road made it good. If you want to go slow, trailer and jet, every time trailer they keep person, the road they do that road. I don't ask that question. I don't tire. If you see that road, that name where you call now, that name where you call, you know, that one was fast winchi. That one a flying best of demons, and then that road is key. Sandra, see. If I one day and they ask, all those that go the way they carry, try to make friends with them. They say, I say that they release me. I mean, people they wear clothes, collect money. Police they call them. They get time. They get shifting. They come they collect money for the and that road now. That road they slow down and they collect money for more this trailer driver like 3,000, 5,000. I don't joke. If they go past the road way good, way smooth, They will beat them till they faint.
So you're saying that we are our own problems because these army and Agberos, everybody that you are mentioning, they have to use these roads as well. So by our own selves, we're making lives difficult for ourselves. Is the government aware of allegations such as this? If they weren't before, well, they are now because they listen to Nigeria Info quite a bit. Now that they are aware, what could they do about it? What should they do about it? What can they do about it? WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. We've got messages here. May God forgive Mr. Commissioner. I stay on that axis. I see, because no more tolling. That's why your government has ignored that axis. Idara with that message. Idara says, God day. All right, Idara. We've got Albert who says the road construction work ongoing around Awoyaya is causing so much stress for everyone. It's good that the road work is ongoing, but no alternative routes are provided to give succor. Now we wake up by 3:30 to 4 a.m. to go to work. This is unfair to us in that corridor. All right, let's take a break. When we come back from this break, Garba Shehu says the president wants a flood prevention plan in 90 days. That's our second story. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
Listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Dreaming of becoming a professional screenwriter, video editor, an OAP, or a thriving entrepreneur in the music, cultural, and creative industries? Visit www.wazobia.academy to sign up for a training course that suits your interests and get trained online for highly subsidized fees by leading local and international experts. You could be eligible for an internship opportunity. You can access the training on your mobile phones without data right after the first download and study at your own pace. Wazobia Academy. Learn and lead. Terms and conditions apply.
If you get business, now rent money business loan sure pass. You don't go pay any money for the first 4 weeks. And once you clear the balance, your next loan will reach 99% more money with interest rate way better pass. Just enter internet, type rentmoney.com or call 0700 5500. Need money? Rent money.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 3:27, and like I said before that short break, Garba Shehu says the president wants a flood prevention plan in 90 days. Yesterday, we talked about how President Buhari traveled to South Korea on Sunday, and many of you, just like many other Nigerians, were not happy that he did not visit the affected states or address flood victims before leaving. And yesterday evening, Garba Shehu was like, no, wait though. He claims the president left instructions about the flooding before he traveled. And he said, quote, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the Minister of Water Resources to lead and coordinate with the Ministries of Environment and Transportation, as well as state governments, to develop a comprehensive plan of action for preventing flood disaster in Nigeria. The president's directive, which was conveyed to the minister in a letter signed by his chief of staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, said the plan should be presented to him in 90 days. President Buhari is regularly receiving updates on the flooding situation in the country and restates his commitment towards addressing the challenges caused by the disaster in the country. End quote. A comprehensive action plan for preventing flood disasters in Nigeria. Here's my first question. Why doesn't this already exist? 2022 is not the first year that we have had floods. It's not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third. So by now, government knows floods are coming every year. And government knows that for us to make it, we need a plan that coordinates both federal and state governments. So why isn't there a plan? President Buhari has seen 8 Octobers as president. 8! So this administration had many chances to make this plan. So did Jonathan. So did Yaradua and Obasanjo. So why are we here without a plan? Then second of all, 90 days. 90 days. Does that mean that this plan isn't for this season? And third of all, should we have heard this from the president himself? Should the president have taken the opportunity to address Nigerians, tell us himself about this directive to create a plan? Does a press statement and Twitter thread from his media aide send the right signal? Some Nigerians are saying that this is damage control by Aso Rock because so many Nigerians are upset about how the president traveled. Do you think that there could be merit to that? 90 days. What's your take on this 90-day flood prevention plan? 0700-993-993. We've got WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. And yes, you can still talk about our first story. For our first story, we had a conversation with the Information Commissioner of Lagos State here in the studio with us. And I played some parts of that interview with you. And I took your thoughts on his answers to my questions. So you can talk about that if you want, or you can talk about this 90-day plan. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show. Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Rita calling from Badore.
Welcome, Rita from Badore.
Sandra, do you know why I'm calling you from Badore?
Why?
I just moved to that particular road from Awiaya.
Okay.
Down there. Sandra.
Okay.
My wedding is coming up on Saturday. I have to leave a week before my wedding because I don't want to be stuck in that traffic over there.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, Sandra. The traffic there is something else, and they're telling us it's 90% done. Sandra, counting from the 90% on, the president is saying is giving 90 days. Imagine 90% and 90 days. And he's going to leave the office in how many months? Calculate 90 days in months. The president is going to leave. So how is this going to work? It's a plan, no. They've not even planned this, and they know every year people are being stuck in water, Sandra, for God's sake. And the plan is going to come in 90 days before they will even put money in it and talk about them doing it. That means, let's assume next year again, people are going to be consuming water again. That's a human being, Sandra. And we don't have food. Our food, everybody's complaining about food. Food are going to be destroyed. Human beings are going to be dying. Sandra, oh my God. I don't even understand.
Rita, thank you very much for calling, and congratulations again on your upcoming wedding. I hope that you have a very happy marriage. I hope that you have a very fruitful marriage. I hope that your marriage lasts as long as you want it to last. Congratulations again. And, well, I mean, you could look at it and say, well, at least President Buhari is making a plan. Because remember, like I said, Jonathan didn't make a plan. Yaradua didn't make a plan. Obasanjo didn't make a plan, and Buhari is making a plan. So, kudos. We've got Francis on the line. Hi, Francis.
Yeah, President Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, I listened to the interview yesterday and I contributed. So, in fact, Sandra, we live in a lie in this country. I don't know why we lie a lot to each other. How can that man tell us that whatever road had been completed 90%? I passed through that harvest on Sunday. In fact, if there's just one lane of the road, they hit sand almost at the entire one lane of the road. Nothing has been done. So, and he was bold enough to come on the day and tell us that it had been completed 90%. Well, let's keep lying to ourselves. Why Nigeria is going down? But I pray we use our head come 2023. And as for our dear president, are you with me, President?
I'm with you. I'm listening.
Yeah, and as for our president giving 90 days ultimatum, it's quite unfortunate that people that we handed over the affairs of this nation have decided to mismanage the entire thing, and the people they govern, they perish by days. It's quite bad.
All right. Thanks for calling, Francis. We've got a message here from Surulere. Sandra, a prevention plan speaks to action before a disaster, not after. They're waking up after flood has ravaged the populace to come up with a fraud prevention plan. And we have a Minister of Disaster Management. This is another sound bite, Sandra. Don't take them serious, please. Okay. This message from Beasley. Beasley is in Bariga. He says, flood prevention plan in 90 days. Them they whine us knee. What's there to be talked about for 90 days? If Garba Shehu is listening, tell him that he should dredge rivers Niger and Benue, build dams in Adamawa, Benue, Kogi, and either Anambra or Delta. I wonder the kind of leaders we have. It's a shame the situation that we are in. The multiplier effect of the flooding will tell on Nigeria throughout next year. Now, only God could help us. Beasley from Bariga with that message there. Well, a flood prevention plan, obviously, will not serve for this year because this year's flood don't already flood. But it could serve for next year. It could prevent the flooding next year. The next president and his team will be able to use this flood prevention plan that they come up with in 90 days to ensure that we don't have this level of flooding next year. How wanna see it? Hold that thought while I bring you our third story. It's an update on foreign airlines forex drama. For months now, foreign airlines have been able to get their revenue. They've not been able to get their revenue out of Nigeria. I've told you this thing before, but let me remind you. Globally, the standard is that customers pay in their local currency. For airline tickets, they pay into the airline's local account. Then when the airline wants to take their money out of the country where they're working, they get it in dollars. But in Nigeria, the airlines have been saying for months that Nigeria hasn't been allowing them collect their dollars. That's what made Emirates decide to suspend flights. British Airways was about to do the same thing when the CBN changed positions. The bank said that it would release 265 million to the airlines. By the way, the money the airlines are talking about is well over $500 million at this point. Because people are flying every day and the money is being collected into local accounts every day. You get? But at all, na im bad pass. So the airlines have said, okay, we'll collect the 265 first. Or your time to pay now, complete the 265. Now CBN says everybody should stop shouting. I beg. Haba. We've paid small. We'll pay more soon. Governor Emefiele, he said, quote, everyone is calling on CBN to release blocked funds. And I'm doing everything I can to provide dollars for you to repatriate your money. We used our discretion to allocate $265 million to the foreign airlines, broken down into spot and forward. We did $110 million on the spot and the rest in 60 days forward, end quote. He also said, quote, how can they go about and begin to say that they have not received money? This is an extra allocation. This is something I told you that we will continue to do so, that you will not blackmail the country. $120 million will be due on the 31st of October, end quote. Emefiele also told the foreign airlines to blame their governments because if Nigeria had as many flights landing in their country as they do here, we would be able to balance out the income. He said, quote, when you allow Nigerian airlines to fly in your country, what the airlines will do is charge Naira, as we expect foreign airlines to charge. You cannot be flying 21 flights into Nigeria and you do not allow Nigerian airlines to land in your country. And when they land, you intimidate them with sniffer dogs and you do not allow them to carry out maintenance checks, end quote. Now, Emefiele seems to be discussing two different problems, very different problems. Yes, there are valid complaints about how Nigerian travelers are treated abroad, but I don't think any country is stopping Nigeria from originating flights to their airports. For years, the problem has been that Nigeria did not have a flag carrier. Let me explain how that works. If Nigeria and the UK have a flight agreement, each country gets a certain number of flights per week to the other country. It's now up to you to make sure you have the capacity to fill those slots. And you don't need to have a government airline or a national carrier. You can pick any airlines from your country to fill your slot. So, for example, Air Peace is now serving as our flag carrier on some routes. The problem is Air Peace doesn't have enough planes to do it on every route. And we don't have many other airlines able to fill the space. But I'm not sure that has anything to do with whether there are sniffer dogs at the airport. It's about our local capacity. Now, Emefiele wasn't the only government official who dragged the foreign airlines. We also heard from Aviation Minister Hadi Sirika. He said, quote, "We are not afraid of being shut down. The country can thrive without the operations of foreign airlines. Countries have been shut down in the past for various reasons, yet they came out stronger. So we cannot be intimidated. We're talking about the biggest market in Africa here, which cannot be compared with other countries in this part of the world. So it is in the interest of the operators to be in business here. We're not going to be intimidated in any way at all." End quote. By the way, Nigeria is not the biggest aviation market in Africa. For international flights, it's South Africa with 25 million flights per year. Next is Egypt with 24 million. Then there's Morocco with 19 million. Then there's Algeria with 10. Latest figures are from 2018. Nigeria is doing 4.4 million. So let's talk about this story as well, Lagos. What do you think about the words of Emefiele and Hadi Sirika? 014657190. That's for men. Women call us on for women 014657190. Then men call us on 0700-993-993. We've got Femi Omotayo on the line. Hi, Femi.
Hi, Sandra. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
I'm calling from Dallas, Texas. When you have the bulk of your forex, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
The box of your forex, when you have the box of your forex being shipped out by maybe through our students who are in the UK, this is the problem you face. A lot of Nigerian students are going to the UK for education. So true that the amount of forex they take over to abroad. And when you have the large quantity of your forex in the hands of Nigerian politicians, this is the problem you face. And for the Azarika, it's just giving an empty threat. We don't have a national carrier. We're going to be in a big trouble if these airlines decide to leave, decides to stop flying into Nigeria. So we just need to get it right in the hands of the Nigerian system. We need to get it right in the hands of this Nigerian politics. This is the problem we are facing. That's my contribution, Sandra. Thank you.
Femi, thank you very much for calling to contribute. 99.3, hello. 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 All right, sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Ray Observer on the line.
Welcome.
Yes, Sandra, talking about Garba Shehu, the days, the 90 days, he said the president gave the directive. I think we are not being proactive.
Okay.
I mean, how could you? People are dying. And as we speak, Sandra, they should be shifting relief materials to them. Things should be getting to them. People are dying on a daily basis. I was close to tears when I heard, was it this week or last week, that a baby fell into the water. And that baby has a destiny, has a future. But because of the lackadaisical attitude of the leadership, of the people in government, that soul is gone. And the land we have, reptiles competing with humans, doesn't make sense. And you're giving 90 days. What is the hope of these people? Should they wait for 90 days to get relief materials? If it were in the developed world, things would have been shifting: food, medicine, water, everything.
Well,
to
to be fair, this one is for prevention. You know, that's happening while they're still trying to do the rescue efforts. So flood prevention is different from rescue efforts that they're doing.
Sandra,
yes.
you know what?
What?
This prevention, they've given us promises upon promises and promises. I just want to borrow the local palace, you know, it's Sakamaje. I'm telling you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name, ma'am?
Good evening, Mrs. Oluwashola.
Welcome, Mrs. Oluwashola.
I want to talk on Lagos State on the road.
Okay.
You know, the government is the one collecting money for plate number, roadworthiness. It's to maintain the road and other money, even the one the last man are collecting. They're supposed to use it on the road, not to put so on the road. And those people living in that place, they get approval for their houses. They're supposed to use that money, not to put so in that area. When the election is coming, a lot of project is going on. You know that red line they are talking about? I was wondering, what is there is red line? You remember in 2011, second time of Fashola, they used it to campaign, to convince people. Even in Oshodi, they showed the picture that the train will be coming to Igbo up to today. Well, it's more of the seat. When election is coming, they will carry out a lot of road work, a lot of projects. After election, it will abandon. We don't want that again. To use to deceive and quench all other opposition.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. Okay. Well, I did say I was going to play a piece from yesterday's interview with Benga Motosho. So let me play it very quickly and then I'll take your thoughts on that as well. Based on the estimated monthly figure before LCC shut down and the amount of the loan remaining from that the Lagos State government knows about, how many months of operation of the toll gate would be needed to pay off the loan while funding road maintenance in that period?
I'm not able to know that right away.
Okay.
I don't know that. But all I know is that whether you are talking about the amount that you have left or the ones that you need to pay, all I'm saying is that even after finished paying the loan, there's nothing wrong for people to still pay toll on that road so that we can fix other roads. So that the one that we are doing from Eleko now to Abraham Adesanya to Eleko wasn't paid with the toll that was collected on that road. And the one we are going to do now from Abraham Adesanya all the way to Lekki here, so that the whole thing can be smooth and can be a 6-lane rigid pavement that we have from Abraham Adesanya to Eleko Junction. Coming from the toll gate.
Okay, so
it's not coming from other sources of revenue.
But now you're contradicting yourself because you're saying that the reason people who live in Lekki and environs are suffering potholes is because, well, the LCC money is not there. But you found the money to do all these roads you're talking about, but you're not maintaining that stretch of roads. Some people have suggested that perhaps you're punishing Lekki residents for not wanting the toll to be reopened, because I know that Lekki residents have met with government over and over talking about the traffic situation that the toll gates can often cause for the residents in that area. So when you say that, well, we didn't need LCC toll gate money to do all these other roads we're doing, but you also say LCC toll gate money is what we're using for these roads, which is it really?
What I'm saying is that at the time that LCC was collecting toll there and doing all of the things it was doing there was no argument, no noise, nobody was hearing anything about the place at all. Government didn't have to go and look at the place to see how to fix the road because LCC was there and took it as its own responsibility to do that. But now that SEC could no longer earn any money, it now becomes visible to everybody that the road is bad and that government will need to do something about it. And now I'm just saying that if SEC had continued to do its business on that road, that nobody will have heard about any portion of the road being bad at all.
We've got messages on WhatsApp. This one's from Abraham in Ikoyi. Abraham says, I've seen army on uniform countless times collecting money at most parks. Brown Road bus stop at Sulere, Obalende bus stop, Maryland bus stop, Ikate bus stop. I will rate the governor 3/10 in terms of road traffic. Traffic is mad. Okay. Here's a message from Comrade Enang who says, do you think those flood-ravaged communities will be alive to witness the submission of this political flood plan ceremony? Will be finished before the 90 days. Again, the fact that they're coming up with a plan that will be submitted within 90 days, a prevention plan, doesn't mean that they're not doing flood rescue efforts and flood rescue things. 99.3. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Sandra.
Yes.
You don't read special advisor on Juju matters.
Welcome.
Maybe they will get matter to solve. Even time don't tire. Sandra, for road and co for Sanwo-Olu is 2/20.
2/20. Why?
Down at super pass mark. Sandra, the toll gates, the money they made in that toll gate alone. Even Fashola said the money was too much for the Lekki whatever collecting that Lagos government has to pay them off. So the money should be going to Lagos State accounts. What is he saying? He said, don't forget. Sandra, 90 days for concrete what?
Prevention plan.
Anything concrete, you don't finish, then we don't hand over, we don't go. Sandra,
yes.
This country, we don't take people, they play anyhow. They do like draft, palm 1, palm 2. The day the citizen wakes up and open their eyes and realize that our numbers are higher than them, that day, God in Emefiele Musa, going to say CBN office, never joke. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Oh, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
Yes, my name is Ekaite. I'm calling from Agbado.
Welcome, Ekaite.
This country, we have to happy. No matter what, we have to happy.
Okay.
And fight for our rights.
Okay.
Yesterday, Sandra, I asked question up till now. Nobody call and answer. All those supporters of Buhari, none of them call and answer.
Okay, what was the question?
Since 2015, Buhari have been traveling. Who he helped? Let them come out and tell me one tangible thing that this traveling has done for us, have benefited Nigerians. Traveling, leaving your house in chaos, leaving your house in tatters, leaving your house. People are dying. It's now that they want to do committee. Committee for what? People are dying. Look, oh God of mercy.
Ekaite, thank you very much for calling. Now, to be fair, this prevention plan did not even exist to begin with. Jonathan didn't do it. Yaradua didn't do it. So doesn't the president and his team deserve kudos for doing it? Now, of course, he's been there and seen 8 Octobers. Why did it take 8 Octobers to finally get around to doing it? But when person wake up 9 morning now, Abi? We've got a message here on WhatsApp. Please, is Badagry a part of Lagos? If yes, how come no one is talking about that way and the money collected on these roads? Where did the ETA beg? You didn't leave your name, but thank you very much. Godwin from Aja says, commuting around Lagos has become a nightmare. Bad roads all around the city, causing traffic jam everywhere. Area boys have taken over the transport sector in Lagos and they determine how much is charged for every trip. And this has made the cost of transportation to go up 300% during this administration. Babajide Sanwo-Olu did not do well in transport, period. Okay. For Buhari and the flood, I'm not sure the man knows about what Garba Shehu is saying, because the man, don't forget, Okay. All right, Godwin. Thank you for your message. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, I'll take more of your thoughts. Oh, I said, someone pointed out that I said 25 million 25 million flights. It's 25 million passengers, not flights, sorry. For Nigeria, it's 4.4 million passengers. All right, let's take that break. We'll be right back.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
So the way you did since. Where that criminal? You must pay my rent today. Oga landlord, calm down. Officer, Dakun, I beg you to your loan. Before you carry this criminal go, make him pay my rent first. Oga landlord, them no they carry me go anywhere. In fact, now my personal security be this. My life don't change. Your wife been tell me say when I won't sell the house for 150 million naira. Take her. Now the cash be this. Yay! Now lie yo! Not true, Oga landlord. With the one win for Mega Millions Naija Lottery. My life will change, oh! Mega Millions Lottery. Will be sonny. How I fit play now? Oh, now don't hear am. Oh, yeah, sharply visit www.megamillionsnaija.com to register, play, and win. This message is brought to you by Mega Millions Naija. Play it, win it. Not for those under 18.
This is not a political advert. It's a message to stimulate the innovative and productive transformation of Nigeria's greatest asset, the people, to create a future of shared prosperity. 2023 and beyond, how do we deliver macroeconomic stability and invest in our future? Be one of the key global stakeholders answering these pertinent questions at the 28th Nigerian Economic Summit on the 14th and 15th of November 2022 at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Theme 2023 and beyond, priorities for shared prosperity. Register to attend virtually or in person at www.nesgroup.org/28.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
We've got more messages to take a look at. I'm hearing that Lagos commercial buses may go on strike from the 31st of October. Okay, I can't confirm that. Of course, I've seen the reports from other sources. If you're a driver, if you're a bus driver, and this is something you guys are planning, I'd love to hear from you about why. I hear that it's because of the agberos on the road, the incessant taxation, etc., etc. So I want to hear more on that. If you're a bus driver, is it true that you're planning to down tools for 7 days from the 31st of October? We've got Jake from Surulere who says, on Garba Shehu's comment, what exactly is priority currently? Is it a flood prevention plan or disaster management? 32 states are currently underwater. Someone is talking about flood prevention plan. We've got this message that says, Nasapa caused this one, I beg. Nigeria should rather be ashamed of herself to be in this kind of situation with foreign airlines. The economy has been so battered that we scramble for dollars. In your earlier report, 10,000 doctors trained in Nigeria, now in the UK. Connect these, then it's clear that we've had the worst set of economic officers and administrators to man our economy. In a country as big as Nigeria, no big airline carrier like Kenya or Ethiopia Airlines. SA has the largest airline market because they have a more working economy than us, even with our over 200 million population. All right. Our Korede says Lekki Aja Expressway is a scam in Lagos. Who owns LCC? Who engaged them on that road to repair it? We've got a message here from Ernest in Ikorodu. I love the way you ask questions. The man in charge of the Lagos Rail was very... Oh. Okay. Sometimes I start reading the message before what I'm reading is connecting in my brain. So I can't edit live. We've got a message here. The governor is doing nothing for roads in Lagos. Go to African countries that don't even have the kind of money Lagos has. See the way they're investing their money in the country. Look at Rwanda. Look at South Africa. All right. Noel from Orchid Road says the Lagos State government cannot use the LCC toll issue as an excuse for the bad roads. The road serves many developing areas. For instance, the entire Orchid Road stretch is being developed by residents without any input from government. Land use charges and other levies are being collected consistently without any benefits to the residents. All right. So many messages to get through. But thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on today's big three. There's never enough time to get into all the stories, is there? But don't go away, because Community U Report is coming up at 4 o'clock. When that is over, at 5 o'clock, I'll be interviewing the spokesperson for the Guba candidate of the PDP right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. One of the things I'll be asking him about the alleged attacks on their campaign vehicles while they were on their campaign trail here in Lagos. Also alleged prevention to put up billboards to advertise their candidates. So we'll talk about that and so much more. For instance, I want to know how they feel about Nyesom Wike endorsing Sanwo-Olu for a second term instead of Jandor, who is the candidate of the PDP. So don't miss that interview. It's coming up at 5 p.m. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, Ezekwesili on social media. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away.
It's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected, then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those. Those that need to be fired are fired.
It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not a